Yeah, welcome back guys to CodeLikeIce, our Laravel form Ajax tutorial. So the last time we ended at this is where we ended displaying validation errors to the browser. So today, as we said the other time, we're going to learn how to submit a record into our database. Then on submit, it will reload the table. We would not want to refresh before we get to see the data. On submit, the ajax request on success, the ajax request should be able to reload our data table. Let's go into our code. So what I'll be doing here today is I'm going to truncate this table in the DB, truncate it so that it will become empty. So let me quickly do that and get back. So as you can see, I've truncated my audit trail table, and that's how I did it. So I just called the model query method on it, and I called the truncate method. So this just clear the table. So let me just get rid of this code. So now we are going to do something. We are going to submit this form again, then on submit we are going to log something in the audit trail, because if you remember our audit trail tutorial, we said we created a method in the user model where the moment the user logs into the system, we capture the activity of the person. In order to do that, we wrote a method in the user model where we were logging all the activity of the user. So let's go to our form controller. Let's do a quick recap. Form controller, form controller. So this is it. We did something like this. So we call the logged in user here, so which will return an instance of the user model. Then we call this method here inside, which was created inside the user model. Then we pass in our string. So this is going to be the activity of the user. So activity of the user. So while it's being inserted, it picks the user ID, the name of the person, and the current date. If you remember, so we also utilize carbon here. Then this our activity. We used your activity that was inserted into the DB. Now back to our create function. Now we are not going to submit anything into we're not going to submit any user details here, right? What you're going to do is to just log an activity. So I'll just say, just type user auth method to import user. You can do it this way, or you can also do it this way. Auth user, or you can do it this way. User request user, which will return an instance of the user model. That's the authenticated user. So we can do it. There are three methods of doing this. You can either do it this way or that way or that way. So I'll just go with the first one. Let me clean it. Okay, so now let's log something. So this is our form parameters. Now so user, so here is going to be the activity. So we'll say user log submitted the following data. Then we'll say when we try submitting the data this way, we are going to get an error. because you are trying to insert an array into a column, which wouldn't, it doesn't make sense. MySQL will just throw an error. Yeah. So what you are going to do is to say JSON encode. You are going to encode the form parameters as a string. So let me, I'll concatenate, say JSON encode, Let me just get rid of this. So JSON encode. So user submitted the following data. Yeah, so it will encode a string. Let me just put it this way. Okay, let me just leave it this way. Now, once the data is submitted to the DB, we want to make sure that the table automatically refresh. So this is how we're going to do it. The table is defined below the form submission method. So let's define the table at the top here, our dataTable. Now we will now call, say here we reload the table here. In our previous tutorial we learned how to filter records, custom filtering. Yeah, so you can watch that tutorial if you don't understand what you are currently doing. So just pick this code here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Whether it returns an error or success, we want to just reload the table, because at the end of the day we are logging the activity. So on success or failure we are going to reload. So let me just put it at the top here. Okay, now let's see. No, our table is already empty, so let's run a test. Let's just submit and get an error and see. Username blah blah blah. Okay, we didn't get any record in our dataTable. Let's check the console. Let's inspect. Very good. Yeah, so there's the issue. Our audit trail is here, but we have a validation error here. You get it? So this what, then let's bring this code upwards. Yeah, so that whether the validation fails or is successful, we will just have our data here. You get it? Yeah. So yeah, let me just use this opportunity to explain this line of code. So here we say validator fails, then we return a code of 401. The MSG is we return all the errors, so validator errors all. So to pick all the errors and return it to the console or to our Ajax request. Yeah, so if the validator, if here is false, it will not execute it, it will just return all the response. Yeah, so that's basically, so that's what we're doing. Now let's go back to your form, refresh, just submit. Okay, the validation. Now let's check our dataTable. Very good. See, the page is not reload, but we have our record here. So let's do another one. See the table reload. Good. See, so you can do as many submits as you want. You get it? Yeah. So basically this is how to submit a record using Ajax and watch the table reload by itself. Yeah, you don't need to click on refresh. So this data, even when you click on reload, you still have your data as intact. Yeah, so this is easy when you're using data tables, but if you are using custom HTML, like you write your own table, you set your header, set your footer, and that stuff, you need to programmatically use Ajax to fetch the data from the backend and do a loop, then append the data in your table. So by that, when the moment you click on submit, you just refresh the default, just refresh the table with the latest record and to append it there. Yeah, so we will end it here. So if you want to edit a record just as the way we are submitting a form, it is that same logic you will use when you're editing. All you need to do is to pass in the ID. Where is the form? Where is the route? Yeah, is a route here. So if your route has an ID, you just do, okay, ignore that. So if your route has an ID, you just you can just name the ID, just let's say ID should be equal to something, let's say P, right? Okay, let me say P. Okay, on this, let's say ID equal to 1. Yeah, we want to add this 1 to here. You get it? Ordinarily, if you are using PHP, you can set it to be 1, or if it's inside a field, just call the name of the field here. Just call the name of the field, the ID. Let's see, the ID of the field is value.val. Yeah, maybe let's assume the value is an integer, right? It's an integer. All you need to do is to do this. Let's create another column. Let's say route. This one is with an underscore, so it's going to be route, this particular route. Remember, what you're doing is you are passing this ID here, so that will be this ID will be equal to this. If you do it directly, it wouldn't work because this one is enclosed in the curly brace, and it's actually PHP code that we've inserted in the JavaScript. So inserting the ID here directly wouldn't work because it's going to be dynamic. So what we do is you do route.replace, route.replace, then it will look for this P, then it will insert this ID. Let me insert this ID here. So there you go. So here you have your new route. So if you should do a console.log, you realize that it will pass the ID. If the ID has 5, you will see that route replace. Let's test. Let me say the ID here is 5. Let's say the ID here is 5, right? And we just want to replace this ID here. Why is this highlighted? Let's say console.log. Inspect elements. So yeah, so we have this here. Now if you realize, we are saying replace P with ID 5. Now that's what is happening. It's now, instead of replacing this P, it's replacing the ATTP, the P with 5, which is not. So let's change the variable. Let's call it param1, and let's say replace param1 with the ID. Yeah, refresh, submit that. So we're not getting this. So save ID1. Here's a question mark because we've not added the ID to the route. So if you should add the ID to the route, you're gonna have something like this. Let's say ID. But if you're not careful, the route will through. Okay, let's refresh and see. Okay, not there. So submit. So we now see ATTP local will save with the ID of 5. Because we added the ID parameter here, then we just did this. So the route replace param1 to replace the 5 with this one, to replace the param1 with this ID. Then we will log. Yeah, if you want to do an update to a form, just edit update. That's how you do it. Yeah, so make sure that your Ajax setup is still here. Then let me uncomment this. Yeah, so that's how it's done. If you want to do an edit, so it will go through the same process, then you reload the page, reload the data. So basically this is how you submit a form in Ajax and with ajax-laravel, and to reload the table, yeah, without manually refreshing the browser. So that's how it's done. If you want to do an edit too, this is how you do it, and you do route replace. Just So you can have many parameters here. So in such scenario, just let's add another one. Let's see how it will work. Let's say name param2. You can do route.replace place. You can have another one as name show this name param2 as fish. So there you go. Okay, so let's revert to original code. So let me clean this. We are just submitting form. We are not alright, I need to revert this. To revert this one too. Okay, so we have 9 entries here. If we should submit a form again, we should have another one irrespective of the validation errors here. Yeah, so the entries are now 10. Should do another one. We should expect it to go on the other side. Yeah, so it's paginated now. Okay, we've not worked on this edit functionality here, so we'll not do that. So yeah, if in our previous videos you watched our lava craft tutorial, we did all that. Yeah, so thanks for watching and see you in the next video.